Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us in your class. We're from the Learning Support Center. We're just going to do kind of a brief overview of what the Learning Support Center offers, and then go over some SMART goals and college resources as well. So I am Riley. I am a study skills tutor. And then with us, we also have Olivia. She's also a study skills tutor. And then on the slide here, you can see Vicki Wiley. She's our program lead in PASS and Student Success programs as well with the Learning Support Center. So just some LSC trivia here. So how many tutoring services are offered to students in the LSC? We have 6 different tutoring services, which is great. And they are all free, which is extra great. And how many students we hire? We usually hire around 90 students a semester for different student leadership roles. So there's lots of opportunity, which we'll go through as well. So currently our LSC services are virtual. We run Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. until December 10th. Then we go through exams and then we start all over again in January. So yeah, like I said, all of our services are free to Mohawk College students. We have over 90 upper year and highly engaged student leaders that are eager to help you guys succeed. So through a tutoring appointment, we can help you clarify course content and assignment questions. You can go over some practice questions, help you prepare for presentations, tests, exams, quizzes, all that kind of stuff. We can also help provide tips and study strategies. So that's what Olivia and I do. We can go over topics like how not to procrastinate, time management, all that kind of thing. We can help you set up your calculators, navigate the My Canvas, and also just provide helpful resources, which we'll go through. So our LSC services, we have course peer tutoring. So that is free one-on-one tutoring for course content. It's available for mostly first-year courses, and it is supported by senior students that are actually in the program. So they'll have lots of helpful tips for you. And you can book over up to 3 hours per week of this. And then we have our math support on demand. So that's tutoring available for first-year math courses, which is also supported by senior students. So you can book an appointment or receive same-day support for that. And you can book up to 5 hours a week. Then we have our writing and communications. So that's a service available to help develop and improve your written and verbal communication skills, helps with employability and overall writing success. And then through that, we also have our ESL support and conversation club and writing consultations. So you can bring in your essays and kind of get some tips. You can book up to 5 hours a week of that. Then we have study skills tutoring. So that's what Olivia and I do. So yeah, you can meet with us and we can go over note-taking, organization, time management, all those kinds of study skills that I was talking about before as well. We also have a course on My Canvas called Study Smart. So you can go through those topics yourself if you want. And then we run different workshops and events all throughout the semester. We're always giving away prizes, so you can definitely check those out. And then lastly, we have PASS. So it's peer assisted study sessions. So it's a group study session to support targeted high-risk courses. So currently we're doing a bunch of different math courses, and students that attend these PASS sessions actually earn an average of 17% higher final grades, which is pretty awesome. So if you guys are interested in booking a tutoring appointment, you can visit the LSC webpage. So it's just mohawkcollege.ca/LSC. And you'll see this big peer tutoring, book an appointment. So if you select this, it'll bring you to WC Online. And through that, it'll ask you to either create an account or log in. And then once you do that, you'll be able to see all the different tutoring services in the drop-down menu. You pick which one you want, and then you can see all the different tutors and all their availability. And there is quite a bit of availability, so you'll be able to fit it into your busy schedule, which is nice. And so one of those events that I was talking about before is Study Jam. So it's our largest study event. So it's a week-long event with different mini jams, so different events every day. It runs November 22nd to 26th. So some things we'll have our contests for attending tutoring appointments through that week. Our conversation club's running. We'll have a live Pomodoro study session, which is a different study technique. So basically you guys can hop on and study with us and do some chatting. We'll have our game night, job fair, and then we're running our Get Exam Ready workshop. And we've also created some escape rooms that they're virtual, that you guys can play, which is really fun. So if you guys are interested in that, you can check out the website. So mohawkcollege.ca/studyjam. And there's over $1,000 in prizes to be won. So definitely check that out. And so, yeah, if you guys are interested in working at the LSC, you guys can apply to become a student leader for winter 2022. So you just need to be enrolled in a full or part-time Mohawk program, entering your second semester or above. And then you need an 80% GPA and 80% in courses. And it is a paid position. So definitely recommend being a part of this because we hire lots of students, like I was saying before. And now I'm going to pass it off to Olivia. She's going to go over some different resources and things for you guys.
Perfect. Thank you. So there's lots of college resources available for you guys through Mohawk. We just went through a ton of detail about the LSC and how it's available to assist you in so many different areas. But other than that, we have the Square, which is located on the Fennel campus at C102. They can help you with anything from registration to financial aid to academic and counseling services. So basically, this is one of your first stops to go if you need to find out where to go. And they can help you with some things right there as well. We also have counseling services available at all Mohawk campuses for academic counseling, personal counseling, career counseling. And each area of study at Mohawk has its own student success advisor as well. So they can help you with anything to do with your academic progress as you move through your program, including advice on your program planning, changing programs, your academic status, different pathways available for you, and they can help you develop success plans. So all the links to these services are located right underneath the little blurb. There's also accessible learning services through which you can develop a personalized program of services and accommodations. The people you'll be working with through ALS are ALS counselors and accessibility support officers. So they are highly trained and can help you with those things. The Mohawk Library is a really good resource for lots of reasons other than the fact that it's a library with lots of books and things that you can look at as you would normally think. But the Mohawk Library also has program guides for each program that has a huge list of resources that are relevant to that specific program. It also has research guides on kind of how you can move through your research in a specific field of study and APA guides to help with referencing. The Mohawk Students Association deals with a lot of the behind the scenes things like the Presto bus pass that we get or health and dental insurance, but they're also your one-stop shop for club information if you want to join a club, if you want to apply to start a club, and they do run workshops and events as well. Student Life is another great program. They can help you add to your co-curricular record, and you can add things that you do through Student Life to your co-curricular record. And you can join leadership and volunteer opportunities, as well as connect with Hamilton as a whole, which is really cool, some community outreach. You can also join the first year experience program, and they can help you learn about student rights and responsibilities, which is always good to brush up on because it's super relevant to our lives right now at Mohawk. Setting SMART goals. I hear from your professor, you guys have a final project coming up. So this will be a really, really great resource for you guys to keep in mind, a really good strategy. So what is it? How is a SMART goal different than a regular goal? What are we talking about? SMART is an acronym, so each letter stands for something. The first one is S, which stands for specific. This specific word means to clearly define your goals using the 5 W's and also how. So we want to know who, what, when, where, why, and how this goal is going to pan out. M stands for measurable. So can you measure and track your progress with this goal? If you can't measure it, then it's going to be really hard to understand how your progress is coming along and when you've completed your goal. Attainable is what the A stands for. So is this goal achievable? It's really great to push yourself to your kind of boundaries or try to get out of your comfort zone. But if a goal is too crazy for you right off the bat, it might be something that you need to create smaller goals to work towards. R stands for relevant, which just means, is this goal relevant to your life? If the goal is not based on something that's relevant to you, either now or in the future, or if it's based on something that you don't really care about, you're probably not going to stick to it as well. T stands for time-based, which means include a deadline. So this kind of goes hand in hand with measurability, but including a timeline, again, will make it a lot easier for you to understand where you're at in your goal and when it's finished. So why? My little photo here is telling everyone that setting ineffective goals can leave us feeling overwhelmed, stretched too thin, and like we can never achieve the results that we want. So I'll kind of give you guys some examples of this as we go through. But why? Setting SMART goals provides us with motivation. And by setting these clear types of SMART goals, we provide ourselves with long-term vision and short-term motivation. Goals also help us prioritize and organize in general, but SMART goals specifically help keep you on track in those regards. So one of these is a SMART goal. The other three are not, and I'm going to tell you why. One day I will be a singer. Right off the bat, that goal is not very specific. Does a singer mean like a Britney Spears? Does a singer mean like someone who does karaoke at the bar once a week? We don't know. One day is not a good timeline. What's one day? 20 years from now, 40 years from now, a week from now? So we know right off the bat that that one's not a great goal, not a SMART goal. I'm going to do homework all day today. That goal is probably relevant. It's specific-ish. We don't know what you mean by homework or what type of homework, but that can be okay. My issue with this goal is that doing homework all day is not achievable. Nobody can focus for that long. Even if you think you are, your brain is wandered off. So that's not a great goal because the timeline is huge and it's not achievable. I'm going to make dinner from my healthy meals cookbook 4 days a week, every week for 1 month. I like this goal. This is the SMART goal on this slide. Everybody knows what making dinner means. You would know yourself when you typically eat dinner, all those details you would have filled in from your previous routines. From your healthy meals cookbook is important to this goal because if you just said you were going to make healthy meals, that's not incredibly specific because we're not really sure what that means to you. But this tells us that you have a guide that you're going to follow. 4 days a week, every week for 1 month. You could measure that in a couple of different ways. You could mark off on a calendar on the days that you did do this. You could take photos for your food Instagram every day that you did it. Lots of different ways we could measure it. And that's a good timeline. You know, after a month, you can look back on whatever way you measured this goal and see if you did it. So that's not bad at all. The last one is important. I will never eat junk food ever again. Any goal that uses extreme language like that, it's just not a great goal because it sets you up for failure. What I mean by that is if you were to say, I will never eat junk food ever again, that's not really achievable. And if you set those big giant goals with the always and the nevers, you're going to constantly feel like you're failing to meet this goal when you inevitably do that thing at least once more in your lifetime. So try to avoid those types of words when you're setting goals. Awesome. So thanks for listening, everyone. If you have any questions, you can always email lsc@mohawkcollege.ca or visit the webpage, which is mohawkcollege.ca/LSC.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us.